And we're live. Shut the fuck up, Matilda.
Oh, man.
Arrest the cops that killed Breonna Taylor. Still a vibe.
Still the vibe.
As much as I never even honestly, I keep saying that because you're saying it and it's a cool thing to do. But what actually happened with that story? I never
It's a
actually.
cool thing to do.
I'm gonna be honest. I actually haven't looked
up,
into the story.
It's true. Like so many people are like social warrior, like social justice warriors, but they're just being trendy. They actually don't know what's happening.
Well, I know it was something to do with like someone was. I only know from like
what it
random
was
outlets.
the cops.
There was a crossfire or something that she got caught in between.
The cops started a fucking raid on a house that they didn't even have a proper warrant for, or either they went to the wrong house. But either way, they fucked up on that level.
Yeah.
They came in the house. They didn't announce that they were police. They just did a fucking break down the door like warrant.
Yeah.
And the guys in the house obviously
shooting?
not hearing police, and they started shooting back and forth because they didn't say they were police.
Oh, so there was other guys with her in the house.
No, she was there with her husband or her boyfriend.
But her boyfriend's...
Yeah, her boyfriend opened fire because they never announced being police. The shootout between them, he's cleared of the shooting, but they obviously are not cleared.
And then she ended up
But yeah,
in
the crossfire, basically.
Oh, so that's what happened. Yeah. Hopefully justice for Breonna Taylor. That's a very unfortunate situation.
I mean, like...
Very sad.
You have to think about, like, even though...
She was a paramedic, too,
yeah,
was she not?
She was an EMT.
That's like a first responder. That's a tough job.
She's a nurse, but the whole thing is, like, we need to look at it from a logical sense. Like, is this just an accident? You just go, okay, well, the cops killed someone. That's fine. They didn't really mean to do it. Or, like, do you actually hold them accountable? Like, I'm not saying that they should get the same life as any other murderer, because they really should, but they're not going to. But there definitely should be a penalty for being, like, just killing somebody that accidentally. Like, if a cop discharges his firearm in public and kills somebody accidentally, I'm assuming he should still go to jail, no?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a weird one, because, like, what would you give that cop that did it? Because, like, number one, was there multiple cops shooting? Do you know which one it was in particular?
They do. It's 3 cops. They know which cops it is.
They know which one, like, that actually, like, shot her?
But they riddled her with bullets. It's not like she got shot, like, 2 or 3 times. She
Yeah,
got shot,
she
like,
got...
14 times. Something
like,
ridiculous.
So, like, they should probably get hit with, like, a manslaughter, like, where it's, like...
A 7-piece?
Like, you know how George or Chauvin or whatever, the guy that killed George Floyd, he's a second-degree murder, I think they were saying, right? That's reasonable. Because, like, but that one, I think you'd put more of a manslaughter category if I had to guess. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know.
The Chauvin one, I think, is fucked up. They should have gone
because they knew him. Because he knew him. That's why. That's why.
You know them ahead of time.
If it could be proved, if you could pull up like some beefs or some shit too, I think
it
that
doesn't matter whether
they're
beefing or not. Because the fact that he knows the man and like if you know somebody from a work environment, you're likely to know them on a personal level and how they may react. So, what made you think in your personal involvement with him in your life, outside of being a police officer, that you need to put your fucking knee on his neck?
Yeah, well, that one, the fact that they knew each other just...
Take that fucking toy from me.
Fucks with me. Matilda, shut the fuck up.
I promise you, she was sleeping this whole fucking time. Yeah. As soon as we fucking started shooting the pot, she's like, yo, let me eat that toy.
While we're talking about people getting shot, Tory Lanez shot Meg Thee Stallion.
Oh, yeah.
It's Tory Lanez's birthday today, too. Happy 28th, Tory.
Yeah.
Is it confirmed?
Nah.
Did he really? He actually...
It isn't even confirmed. This is the hilarious thing about it, because...
it's he said, she said situation right now, I think.
Well, no, it's not even he said, she said, to be honest with you. Because...
Matilda, come here.
Let me come over here. Whatever, let her come over here.
Yeah,
but like, no one has anything confirmed. People make up all these scenarios being like, oh, well, fucking Meg and Tory were dating, and he was mad because she's bigger than him and bullying him. Like, what do you guys come up with these hypotheticals?
Yeah.
And then now I have people, literally messaging me being like, oh, you shouldn't make jokes about it because it's a domestic abuse
situation. So what the
situation.
fuck are they saying
We
happened?
don't even know it's a domestic abuse situation. All we know is that someone discharged a firearm in the vehicle, and it's assumed to be Tory because he got the gun charge.
I have absolutely no idea what happened, but my guess off the top of the dome and from watching movies is I'm assuming it was a Cheddar Bob situation. Where he shoots himself like some sort of like...
she shot in both feet.
Oh, it's both feet?
It's both feet. She came out on her Instagram live saying that today, so...
Maybe it was one bullet, like cross feet?
Well, she said like, she said like that, no. That's why that makes me wonder. I'm like, did he just shoot her twice? But like, why would you shoot at the ground? Even if you try to like, be like, yo, bitch, like... Relax yourself. Why would you shoot the ground?
And then you hear
that's a shoot in the air type situation. If you're mad at her,
wasn't there another story of her she was beating the shit out of him and then got shot?
No,
I don't know if any of this is true. This is all speculation, by the way.
The other story was her talking about like beating up a man that she'd been involved with, and now a lot of guys are being like, well, if she's the kind of girl to be violent with a man,
she's gonna catch a cat.
Look at Tory's. If he's 5'3" and Meg is that 6 foot Amazon goddess, like I might have to shoot a bitch too, to be honest.
that sucks. Tori's in jail for his 28th. He's such
Like
a young
a man
promising
like me, like fuck, I can handle that. I'm a big nigga, you know what I mean? That's light work. But like, if I'm 5'3", like I might have to shoot my 6'1" girlfriend still. I might have to.
I honestly, I would never shoot because I would.
But in the feet though.
But I would just deal with her like
feet,
you,
though.
like we were
No,
talking,
protect
like
black
we were
women. Protect
talking,
black women.
like we were talking about before. Forehands abuse, backhands discipline. God gave us that rule for a reason.
Did he?
But God gave us that rule.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the better rules
That was
God
in the
did.
Bible, Psalms 23 to 22.
No, but what is in the Bible is God sending fire and brimstone to kill gays. Weird.
Is that in the Bible?
Oh yes. The story of Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yo, did you see my?
Weird being a gay Christian, isn't it?
Let's go to this gay topic.
Let's go to the gay
Because I
topic.
just did a cringe conspiracy video today. I don't know if you saw
Oh,
it.
the conspiracy of how gay started? Like how
No. It was about. So the video is about how there's a big movement to normalize pedophilia going on. It goes with like Facebook,
Oh, yeah.
Twitter. There's censorship. They're not. People are reporting pedophilia stuff. They're not getting taken down. There's these movements and ads coming out about. It's called like trans age.
Listen,
So it's like
I have been
and there's a
predicting
movement.
this for years.
Yeah, we all have.
Bro,
But
I got
for
into an argument on
years.
Facebook
And, like,
over the weekend.
I told
I'm
you,
very
I'm
pro
like-
LGBT. Be what you want.
But once you started adding the plus and all these little extra odd sexual quirks into it,
Pedophilia is coming into play.
that's just weird to me, fam. Like, yo, at the end of the day, it should have just been LGB. Because trans...
I'll give him a T. I'll give him a T.
But trans
Give him a
niggas aren't
T.
even the same. Because you could be trans and not even gay. You could be straight, in a sense. Or not be straight. Or... So it's like...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It should just be the lesbian, gay, and bi. Like, demigods and
I don't-
sapiosexuals.
So
You don't
I
fit
don't-
into that fucking
I don't even
box.
I don't even care. I'm actually like, you know me. I'm
It's just the anti-straight group. If you're not just regular old heterosexual cis straight, you are not LGBT. I think that's a weird group that you guys all want to be lumped into. Like, just do your own thing separately because you're not all the same.
I've been very like standoffish. I know throughout the years there's a lot of people out crying about how they're trying to sexualize the children and like bringing it to the children. And I was always standoffish.
The drag queens
Well,
of the children. Like, come
I was
on,
always
bro.
standoffish on this because I was like, you know what? Like
we don't bring
we're
in
being accepted.
fucking
But
male
now-
porn stars
No,
for
no,
kids,
but
like-
now that I'm seeing this trans age movement, I'm like, I need to step in and like, if this costs me my fucking $35,000 a year job, fucking.
I'm sorry, but if you lose your job over fucking riding over a fucking trans age movement, then I don't know what the fuck is wrong
No.
with the world at this point.
One of my favorite like coworkers is a lesbian, and like I'll throw jokes at her like for test out for stand up and shit. So they'll be like, "Yo, how is this like too much?" You know what I mean? And like I'm very
upset about this joke.
but like I'm very pro the movement. But my thing is like if this trans age thing comes up, I want the LGBT people like her, like these like the lesbians, the gays, to stand up against and be like, no, we're not. This is
I
where
don't
we
think-
draw the line.
I don't think they will.
Some will. There will be some. There will be like a divided.
I don't know why, because I think the LGBT
because, like,
group is pretty fucked up as a whole.
For example, I don't think she like I've talked about this with her. Like if it got to that point, like there's no way her and like other people around her that her, in her friend group would support pedophilia and put it under their umbrella because that looks bad on them.
the way
Right?
I've always looked at the whole like these groups, right? Like for me, like I'm a black person. I believe Black Lives Matter, but I don't believe in BLM, the actual group.
But do you believe all lives matter? Is
No,
the real
I don't
question.
believe in all lives matter.
I know you don't.
Of course not. Why the fuck would I believe in that? Because
No.
Black lives don't matter.
No lives matter. Let's be real. None of our lives matter.
No, obviously not to the fucking high-powered Jews, but don't let me
No,
Nick Cannon myself
not
before I
even-
get anywhere.
No, Nick, man, you need to have a job to be worried about getting fired. So you're good.
I have a fucking business, bro.
No, I know, but no one's
business.
canceling you.
It's true. They can cancel me. I'm too big and black anyway.
Yeah.
I'm like try and cancel me. I'll cancel
You know what I was
the
thinking
mob,
about that?
pussy.
About like the true Jews?
The true Jews?
Either way, Drake's won.
True
Drake,
Jews,
either,
true Jews.
Either way, Drake's
True
in.
Jews.
No matter which way you go about it.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, they're not Jews anymore. Well, I'm also
I
black.
don't know which week he wants to be who. Like he's Caribbean some weeks, he's UK drill some weeks.
No,
he's
but
a man of many
not gonna lie, that
flavors. No
that
homo.
UK drill song kind of went in though, and with Heady One, the one he dropped.
Teddy One was kind of crap on it.
Well, I mean Drake's part. Like,
Like
I really
I said,
enjoyed Drake's
out
part.
of the 3 tracks that he dropped, I think it's only you freestyle, Pop Star,
And Grease.
and Grease.
You liked Grease.
I love
you said.
Grease, bro. I still love Grease. It hits.
I know.
I love R&B Drake.
Since you said that,
personally.
there's been a couple times I pull up in traffic next to some young ting, and they're all bumping. I hear Grease bumping. I'm like, okay, if you get the young bitches' ears, you know, that's a good song.
Yeah, easy. There's no TikTok dance for that one, but Pop Star will have a TikTok dance by the end of the year.
Yeah, it was just DJ Khaled. Just
All the dances are
This
similar.
fucking thing.
All the TikTok dances are similar. There's also some sort of like this motion and then like
It's
the,
like this,
the ass
like-
thing.
Yeah, the ass pop. But you got to do the facial expressions, or else they don't go viral. I noticed all the best like TikTok dancers have like the classic like
No,
weird
just-
facial
You need to be
expressions
as
in
close
it.
as you can to 18 years old and have a ridiculous rap. That's
Right.
how it works.
Yeah.
That's literally the TikTok algorithm.
Not necessarily because Charlie that's not Charlie's like build, and she's like the number one star. She's like a 15,
I think
16 year
she's a
old.
TikTok plant. To be honest, I think she's a plant.
I would say I can see that because her dad's a Republican politician. So the fact you have
I'm telling you.
so they're
bro,
creating
I-
a Kardashian family model,
Thank
but with
you.
a political
But
family.
this is what I'm saying. Like, I feel like she's a plant. I feel like a lot
All
of
these
people are
voters in
plants.
10 years, and her
Remember,
dad's gonna run for
She's
president.
very likable. Her family is likable.
They're
man.
nice. I follow them. They're great
but
people. They seem like nice.
Republican.
They could be
Republican
assholes. I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Republican automatically. The light on Republicans is always something negative. So when
I
you see
think
this
they're
positive
Republican.
Republican family,
I think they're Republican. Well,
regardless of whatever their ties are politically, I'm just saying. Like, I
think
feel like
they
she's
are.
a plant. Because it's just weird. Like
She blew up real quick.
She can do the dances, but she doesn't do them the best because all of her dances are by black girls originally. So she's not in the conversation. Like she can
Elvis
dance.
has entered the
Elvis
chat.
is like sitting there, like yeah. I know some
You
about
steal
stealing
from some
culture.
Africans? Yeah.
How about that?
Yo, I was thinking about appropriating UK drill because that's just getting in touch with my roots then. Think about it.
I mean,
Hypothetically, pull the
what's-
Uno reverse card.
what's the white youth that was big back in the days for the drill?
There's
K Coke. K Coke's a white youth.
Is it? I seen that these two old guys that do actually make banger, like they're like really old UK mans, but like you can tell they have good production with them, and like the videos, I'm like, this is actually like jokes.
You can do the UK drill thing. It's just like, do you have
No,
the flow
I wouldn't
for
do it.
You don't
I
have
would
the
do-
flow. You don't have the flow for
No,
drill
no.
music.
What I would do is I would do more of like my version of it, if anything, like a white suburb style drill. You know,
It's not about. It's not about where you're from. It's how the rap style
It's
is.
delivered.
Yeah, it's how they
Yeah.
deliver over the beat. Like it's a certain flow that they use. Like
I'm the mandem. I don't even know. Yeah, it's a flow. It's like
man can't chat to me when I run up on them in the town.
yeah,
Like, it's a certain way how they break down their syllables and how they
It's
rhyme.
like- yeah,
but
it's
there's
like-
different. There's different guys that do it different ways, but it all has that same kind of
it's
syntax.
like it's like they're skipping on the beat, but then they end with like a elongated something. You know what I mean?
It's a weird
I know
flow,
what
but
you're
I
saying.
like it. I've always been a big fan of drill. Like, drill is disgusting.
And I was
One of the things I think about drill, if you listen to real street drill music, these guys are talking about polys in the streets, talking about seeing mans that they have beef with, and saying, yo, I'm gonna stab you and your man's up. Like, bro, UK drill is more gangster than any type of music, period.
what's the most gangster music? Would you say UK drill?
Yeah.
I never even thought of music in certain sense of what's the
UK
most
drill is the hardest
gangster.
music, period.
I've never
It's the
even
hardest
like,
music,
It's the
period.
hardest.
I've never
Because
thought.
gangster rap used to be hard. Like, West Coast, like when you have the G-Unit era, the Dipset era, like, gangster rap was way harder. Like, now that gangster rappers are still rapping, but they're singing more, and it's not really as much about... They actually tap into more of the trauma of the lifestyle that they live more than glorifying it. In our generation, they tended to glorify the gangster aspect of the life more than the hustling aspect. But UK drill is sheerly about, yo, me and my man's are gonna stab up your mans. Remember when we saw you guys at the park and you were pussy? Like, it's disrespectful. Like, I've never heard an art form as disrespectful as UK drill. It's fucking rude.
So I was thinking about I was trying to write a bit of songs, like listening to some beats out, you know, just thinking some concepts out for a potential song. And I was like starting to write out, and it's starting to kind of fire a song like dissing Hollywood and going at Epstein. And I was like, honestly, I don't even think I should do this. Because then I'm going to fuck myself over later if I do blow up.
Epstein's dead. So you can
No,
go
but I'm
to-
going out like Hollywood. It was more of a Hollywood diss. The fact that they all like are shut up about this and like they're all visiting them on, and whoever was on the flight logs, I was just going to kind of like start going out all them and be like, but I don't know. It's one of those. It's one of those I might be
weird to
shooting
me,
myself
man.
in the ass later.
I have to look at it like, you know, like there's no way you could go and not know, man. Like what? There just weren't any girls on the island.
No,
that
wait,
day?
yes, some cat. For example, Stephen Hawking went to the island for an award ceremony, and you know that guy's dick ain't getting hard. So like,
He's definitely into some weird
Do you know that?
yeah.
though?
But that being said, yeah, like if anyone's drinking kids' blood, it's probably that fucking guy.
Can you actually say that with
R.I.P.
accuracy?
Stephen Hawking.
Do you think Stephen Hawking's dick doesn't work? I'm pretty sure it did. I'm pretty sure
Maybe
it
it
did.
only works with adrenochrome, the kid's blood.
It either does or it doesn't.
He's like, it gets a shot of the kid's fucking blood in the
He's all
dick.
fucked up, so you know he's into some weird shit.
Yeah, but I think some of them could have been there for like a good chunk of them. I don't know. It's hard. Like you think every single person that went knew what was going on. I think
to a degree, yeah.
I think it was one of those things. Is like some people went for some sort of events and knew there was women there, but didn't know to the degree or I'm just giving them the benefit of the doubt.
And in the
for
same
no
breath,
reason.
it's like with Epstein, it's like, okay, you have your circle of friends that you know are cool about it because they're into it, and then you have the other people. So it's like you don't openly say, "Hey, these girls are underage."
But are they just going for fucking? Even that's the thing. That's the thing where it gets down to the real question.
Oh yeah,
are we talking about just fucking?
Bro, listen, it's an island to go there and have fun. So they have drinks on deck and they have bitches on deck to be.
So you
fucked.
don't believe in the sacrifice aspect of what's going on? That there's
human sacrifice, like that.
They
could
have
be,
some sacrifice chamber and there's some like
that could be happening.
satanic ritual vibe.
My main thing is this was a sex island. This wasn't the.
It was a party spot.
The party spot, like, yeah, come here. This is an island. Where the fuck you want? We have bitches. Like, oh, you fuck a bitch, you accidentally kill her. So whoop de doo. You can throw that hoe away. Like, it's that type of shit.
Dog, this whole Jelaine thing is crazy too right now. Like the lawyer that's appointed to the case of Deutsche Bank, which is going into Epstein's finances, gets a special delivery from FedEx where they fucking kill their fucking husband or I don't know if the husband died, but the son died. And like everything about this is just weird. And now they're saying shit's gonna come out this week. Like, I don't know. And do you see what Trump said about it? Do you see what he's saying? He's like, oh, I wish her well. I wish her well. I don't know the details of the situation, but like, all I say is like, I wish her for the best. And like, a lot of people are like, how the fuck is he saying this? And I'm thinking it has to be sarcasm, right?
Buddy, Trump has already.
Do you think he's being sarcastic?
He's been has lawsuits against him for raping a 13-year-old
girl. So he's covering
like,
his ass. You're saying? You think he doesn't want to piss her off? He's playing on her good side. I'll pardon you if you don't say my name, kind of thing.
Trump said it himself, man, in the back of a fucking bus. He's like, when you're rich, you can do whatever you want. You can grab girl with that pussy, like.
Yeah, I think it's too. I heard Andrew Schultz.
You know, and people are mad about that rhetoric, and it makes people upset. But like, this is a fact of fucking life, and people don't want to admit that. But like, that is what it is. And, like, maybe I don't want to say 10 out of 10 girls would do that, but like, yo, I would say 5 out of 10 girls would give less of a fuck to do whatever the fuck they want to for a guy that gives them an opportunity to be rich or put them in a position to be financially stable for the rest of their lives.
So I think this,
like, period. A lot of girls will sacrifice their pride. A lot of girls will fucking let a lot of shit slide that they shouldn't to have a piece of that fucking cake. And that could be Giselle Maxwell as well, or Ghislaine Maxwell as well, biting the bullet for what her husband was doing. But she was definitely a part of it. She was the first fucker, right?
It's actually... So Epstein was actually more under Ghislaine. Ghislaine was the one who introduced him to the high-end clientele. So Ghislaine's mom...
So Ghislaine was the original madame.
No. She was probably groomed into that role generationally. So her mom worked for Israel, for Assad as a spy. Okay. She worked in intelligence. And her whole family has ties in like her parents with intelligence communities. Right. So pretty much, she probably all of her life was within that. So what they did, like the CIA has been proven of doing this, and this is what I think they were doing here, is they would use brothels and escorts to get intel on people.
Right.
So you're
pillow talking.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that was been proven that they've done. So I think she, because her mom had ties to other intelligence agencies, I think she was just groomed into this role. And because apparently everyone said she called the shots. Like, she's the one who introduced Epstein to like Prince Andrew and all these other people. So she was the one who's actually more valuable information-wise than Epstein. Epstein was apparently just like loved partying. Epstein
just like loved partying, and she was what making the connections.
Yeah. Well, and he was the perfect guy to be down for that because he's like, he gets this luxurious lifestyle, gets to be a baller. And he was kind of easily manipulated too. Like you can control that guy. You can suicide him. You know, he's the kind of guy you put him as the front, he gets suicide. Because like I heard these like I think it's Brett Weinstein or Eric Weinstein. He's an intellect, a very like high end scholar guy. He's like a bio fucking science guy. Mm-hmm. He understands shit, and he was explaining the time. He's like, for years he's been saying, he's like, when I met Epstein, I knew there was something off about him because number one, he's a smart guy, right? So he's like, you just tell with his ego. And how Epstein talked to him in the meeting. He was very like high up about himself with like young girls. But number two, he's like, he never like proved where his money was coming from. Like apparently he was like a financial like managed people's money. But he was saying he's like when you actually asked him, there was actually like he had no details. And as an intellect, like that guy was only meeting him because he's a smart guy. And he's just like, I'm getting absolutely there's something like fishy. Like you're not like this is not a smart guy. I mean, a money manager would have shoot the shit and be like. Well, this is what I've been doing, you know?
This is what I'm saying. There's so much money in fucking kids.
But is it just
that's a double entendre.
Is it just fucking kids?
In kids and fucking kids.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much bread in it. So when people talk about the Wayfair thing, I was like, buddy, look at Epstein's fortune. You think Epstein's fortune is made off selling Wayfair kids for 15
How about
bands?
this with the Wayfair thing? How about this with the Wayfair thing? Do you notice why hasn't there been any investigation? People just disproved it without no investigation. Like, why don't we at least just look into it? What does it hurt? Like, look into this. Like, everyone's outcrying about it. But the fact that immediately, without any investigation,
Honestly,
brush it off.
If I had the paper, if I had won the lottery tomorrow, I would buy one of those $15,000 cabins. Just
No,
to
they
see.
won't let you. You need a discount code.
Just to see.
Just to see, I want to see.
No.
Because if it shows up with a fucking kid, I'm like, holy Christ.
No, the thing is,
won't.
it won't let you. If you tried to pay like the $10,000 throw pillow, you need a special discount code to even put through the thing.
Oh,
Which is even sketchier.
That is way sketchier.
It's like
That's even sketchier.
you can't even just casually buy it.
Imagine,
no.
Imagine buying some people was this easy. Goddamn.
I don't think it's
A fucking
people.
code?
Like you said, I don't think necessarily people. Like,
I think it's time. You get like an hour with a kid.
do you think it's time?
Yeah.
A rental?
There's no way, because bro.
I don't think it's just kids. I think there's like organ donations
No,
and shit
because
like
that's
that
what I'm
going
saying.
on
Bro,
too.
15K is too cheap to have a kid to yourself for like to keep.
That's what I'm
15K
saying.
sounds like an hourly rate.
Or is it a hit of adrenochrome? A bottle of a fucking.
That sounds cheap too. If it's kids' blood.
What does adrenochrome even cost? Like a little vial. What do you think? What would they go?
Like, okay, I don't know what the dosage is on it, right? But if let's say,
How do you even intake it? You just drink it? Or do you
I would
inject it?
assume that the adrenochrome to have like a year's supply of adrenochrome would be like $10 to $15 million.
Yeah.
Based on what we're talking about here, that would be my ballpark guess for
you
a
had
year.
to, like, guess it?
$10 to $15 million. There's no way it's cheap.
How much does adrenochrome cost? Anyone watching? How much do you guys think adrenochrome costs? He's saying 10 to 20 mil for a year supply.
Yeah.
Year supply, I think you just need to get yourself a fucking redneck family or a couple Haitian
could be
kids
more.
from fucking disaster.
You know what?
You're
I
good.
might want to up my
You're
ante
good
to
for the year.
25 million, to be honest. 25 to 35 million. It could be more.
But, like,
'Cause
realistically-
think about it, it's the world's elite. To spend that much amount of money and like to be able to spend it and cleanly spend it. Because when you spend that much money, there's so many questions of like, where is this money going?
Yeah. So think about this. Okay, if this World Elite Club is definitely moving some sort of illegal stuff. Let's say humans are a
blood.
part of it.
Yeah.
And kids' blood. Let's say that's well, but like, I think it wouldn't just be that. They'd be moving
they sell
other
drugs
shit,
too.
right?
They sell drugs too.
It'd be drugs. I think there's there's probably a big organ donation.
There's a
like,
huge market.
You need a kidney and you're gonna die.
There's a
You
huge
get-
market on people, on organs, and on drugs. So like the drugs. This is the thing. They say drugs are the biggest market. But if drugs are the biggest market, then number 2 is child porn.
It wouldn't be
Think
porn. It'd be
about that.
real children, right?
Child porn is probably one of the biggest fucking black market things that's out there. And who's really stopping it? They want to have a war on fucking drugs that people are doing willingly, but you don't want to have a war on fucking child porn.
Well, they're trying to normalize it now.
Well,
and
that's
maybe
what
that's
you said. The
maybe
fucking
it's like
trans age.
Well, is it? Do you think it's because maybe they know what's going down with Jelaine, and they think that like shit's coming out regardless, so they need to make the movement to normalize this because there's no way of diverting it once the shit gets exposed.
Like,
So
listen,
they're hitting that fucking
I'm
engine.
not
to-
necessarily sure it's a Hollywood thing because at the same rate,
I don't think it's just Hollywood.
Like, look at
I think
fucking-
Hollywood's a tool for them.
Look, what's Buddy's name that adopted that fucking the Asian kid that ended up marrying her later?
Oh no, it was just like it was.
He adopted his Asian kid.
It was something like that. He ended up marrying her. Woody Harrelson.
Woody Allen.
Woody Allen.
Woody Allen, right?
Oh, that nigga.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, great film guy, but fucking pervert. You can't marry your adopted kid, son. You just can't do that. That will
You
never sit right with
can, and he
You
showed
legally can, but this is the whole thing about like legality.
When did he
Like,
get
what
it?
does legal matter, bro? As a kid, like
As a kid.
as a kid.
I thought it was like his wife at the time's adopted kid, and then he left his
Okay,
wife
so
and
that's,
took it.
no, that's worse. Or
Yeah, either way, it's not
there's
a
no way
good
you
look.
spin this where it's good.
No, I'm not defending him whatsoever.
I wasn't saying that you were, but I'm just saying
I know.
like there's no like
but
you
really,
can't marry someone that you at one point raised. That just goes hand in hand. That is literally what grooming is.
okay, so let's imagine. So people are running this. There's probably, realistically, there's a few probably behind the scenes people we don't know. They use people like these intelligence people like Jelaine and Epstein to run operations. And then the celebrities are what, like a tool, and politicians? They're using,
No, they're just consumers.
Yeah, you think that's what it is?
Bro, yes, because it's only for the world's elite. Who can make bare money? People. This is what I've said. When people say money is the root of all evil, this is what they really mean. Like getting rich, being able to have generational wealth, comes at a certain sacrifice. There are people that are able to handle being that rich and able to pass that money down and have successful businesses and be like fucked up, cutthroat money people. And then you have the other side of it of people that are just like, yo, I party too much. I do too much drugs, and I also am fucking kids. Like, there's that side of being exorbitantly rich as well. Because I said this all the time. Like, when you get to a certain point of richness, what is left?
Yeah.
You fucked all the bitches.
It's like, look
What
at
is
the
left?
look at the royal
What
family.
more can you do? Fuck some kids.
Look at like a royal family and someone like Prince Andrew. Like he had everything.
the way I look at it.
He has everything. He was born into anything and
Bro,
everything.
I believe when people
this
are
guy's like,
people
I'm
are
gonna
too
go fuck
spoiled,
some kids.
That's why the term spoiled rotten exists. Because there's a point when you have too much resources and your mind has been corrupted by the ability of what your money can buy you. Bro.
But with Prince Andrew, how young was the girl that was accused of? Was she really that young, or was she like 16?
Does it matter?
Was she
Does it
developed,
matter?
or was she like a child?
At the end of the fucking day, like, and people get mad at this.
Do you think
thing,
16's
when
too
you're
young?
in your 20s and fucking a 16-year-old,
That's
we
different.
can look at you and be like, you shouldn't
It's
do
still
that.
sus. It's still sus.
It's suspect. But when you were
18,
in
I'll
your
give you-
30s, 40s, fucking underage girls, there's no excusing anymore.
Yeah.
There's no being like, oh, well, you shouldn't. It's like, that could be your daughter.
18's the line, really, at that, especially when you're like 40 plus. Like, 18's already real low.
But I'm 28, and like, I'm in a relationship, but like, I would not fuck a girl under 21.
Dog, what about...
Not because they're not hot, but because they're fucking stupid. They're so fucking dumb.
As a
and that's not to be like, oh, like, you know, like, shit on women of that age group, but because of me at my age as a man, I have no business
I'm gonna be honest
with a
with
girl
you.
that age. Like, mentally. That's all it is.
I'm 27, and I would go 19, old enough to drink.
You would,
fuck.
okay, I'm not saying I'm not
I wouldn't
against
wife
fucking
up.
them.
I wouldn't
That's
wife
what I'm
up.
saying, yes. I couldn't even have you as a consistent fuck. It's like, oh, we met on Tinder, we fucked, now on to the next one. There's no way I can continue to talk to you. Where are we going to talk to? I only finesse you into this sex by great conversational skill because I'm older than you and have done this 8 million times.
Even still, it might even be one of those things like you pick up a girl at a club, you're not even asking their age, you're just like at a club and you're like, you're
that's
hot.
not thing.
You're
Like,
just
as if
taking
fake
it
IDs
home.
aren't jumping. Like,
Yeah.
as if that's not a thing. Like,
You're
girls
not
just-
even thinking. But even still, like, yeah, I guess there's some.
How do you-
if they really wanted to trick you, how would you know?
But that's not, how do
You're
you
not
feel
gonna
about
ID
that?
them.
You go to the club, you get fucking drunk, you're in your booth, you invite some girls over who obviously are old enough to be in the club, they have their ID. You get your fucking way with one, let me take her home, you fuck her, and then she's like, I'm 17. Are you sitting there like, oh my god, I'm a pedophile? Or are you just being like, well, I got finessed?
17 is like, yeah, I would just be like, it's just like the girl lied to you. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know. Like, what can you do? Like, what can you do? ID them before? Like, you met them at a club where it's 19 plus.
But that's how it's...
You're under the
but that's what I'm
meeting
saying.
under the arrangement that you're at least 19.
So this is the same shit we gave Akon shit
Right?
for. When Akon was grinding on that fucking girl, it was an 18 plus fucking show. And she was 16 and got it with a fake ID. So when he was grinding on her and her dad was like, yo, she's a minor, why would you do that? He's like, well...
I had an 18 plus show for a
what
reason.
the fuck is your kid doing here? Like, this is
That's
part
a
of this
good
is
one.
adult entertainment.
Well, the age of consent here is 16 anyways, I think, right? So, like, that's
Yeah,
not
so
even, like,
you
it's
legally
weird, but
can.
it's not, like,
You legally
illegal at
can.
that
You
point.
can be 40 and date a 16-year-old here. Yes. You
But, like,
legally
imagine,
can.
like, I think Charlie's in 16 now, but imagine, like, Charlie, 15, if she was just dating someone, like, in
Like Charlie
mid-20s.
D'Amelio, like
Yeah.
fucking TikToker?
Like, imagine she started dating some famous TikToker and they're, like, 20s. What is she, 16 now? That would be
Well,
mad
I'm pretty
weird.
sure she's 15. Like,
I think
she's
she's-
a kid.
Yeah, I know. I think she might have just turned 16, like, recently.
I don't know. I don't keep up with
But either
underagers'
still,
ages.
no, what I'm saying is she's like the biggest star, right? So
Yeah.
what if someone just decided to date her, like that was like some other TikTok
She was dating
star,
someone. She was dating a little honey. Yeah.
He's like 19, but still, that's not that bad, like you said. Or 18, I think. 18 and she was 15.
Yeah, but he would still get shit on for that because they'd be like, yo, you're 18, bro. It's like, oh,
He also said the
we went to
N-word,
the same
though.
high school. Yeah, well, look at him.
Yeah. Like,
He's a fucking wigger. Like,
All-
there's not one white kid that looks like that I know that didn't have a time in their life where they were saying nigga consistently.
well, Xbox Live. Like,
The-
you
the-
didn't even want to be racist. You just had to say it
Bro,
sometimes.
the TikTok about like the 2012 Xbox live chats being leaked is the funniest thing on the
yeah,
planet.
and it's Trump walking out and like all his boys.
Because it's so, bro, I was on Xbox those times. Xbox 360 was peak racism.
The worst part is
Peak!
the funniest part is like people like you that are black people calling people the N-word. It's like,
But that's
why?
Not, bro, it's not even like I was doing that. Bro, people would literally DM me and be like, yo, you play like a nigger. I know you're a
What
nigger.
does that even mean?
I'm like, what does that mean? They're like, you're just so sneaky. I'm like,
How do you play?
I'm like, it's a fucking shooting game. Is the object
what are
not
you
to
doing?
get killed?
Like, what are you doing? Like, what would be playing like? Like, what would be playing like
It's not like I can steal stuff from you and like.
sneaky? But like, what was your style? Like, were you like one of the
I used
people
to play a
that
lot
waited or
of.
sniped?
I used to play
or-
a lot of free for all.
What's it called? Bush? What's it called when you stay in one spot?
Camping.
Camping? Were you
Yeah, I
camper,
camp.
sniper?
I don't care.
Campers were the ones that I annoyed me when I played.
I'm a run and gunner, but like what I will do is run and gun in a specific pattern and run back certain areas because you'll learn that Call of Duty likes to spawn people behind you. So if you continuously run the same little circuit and stay out of a certain section of the map until you run through it a couple of times, you'll realize like, yo, you can kill a bunch of people being spawned in this area by continuously moving.
No, if you want real frustration, I don't know if you ever played Madden online, but playing against people when you can't like. They're just too good. Like they just get.
I'm not a Madden guy.
Oh man, it was frustrating.
I used to play NHL online and NBA.
NBA. I didn't get NBA till later, but NBA I loved playing my career in college as when I started getting into it.
My career used to be way better. It's not as good now.
Yeah,
it's pretty shit now. But
I don't have it now.
There was a 1 year of my career like literally took over my life. Like I played like 6-7 seasons.
You would
and
love.
I played every single game. I didn't sim any of it.
You would love. I'll send you it after. I sent it to my one boy. It was a TikTok this guy was making. It's like why my 2K14 player retired early, and this guy is just ranting like. How the fuck Michael Carter Williams been Rookie of the Year? I averaged 42 points, like 18 rebounds, you know, like.
Yeah, that should have happened to me.
But you know how 2K would just do that bullshit, like you have like
do bullshit.
You
like,
break the NBA records and still not win MVP. You're like, what? You're like.
I never had that experience with 2K.
It would like there would be 1 year. It was just like so stupid. Like LeBron's gonna win it no matter how good you did your rookie year.
That
like,
never happened to me.
Really?
Any year that I was dominating, I won MVP. I won MVP every single year.
Yeah.
I won MVP Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year. Like I brought my stats were unbeatable.
Did you ever?
I was number 1 in steals, like top 5 in blocks, number 1 in points, number 3 in boards, number 2 in assists. Like I was undeniable. Sorry.
Are you still sick of 2K?
No.
I was gonna say because we should do one time.
I have 2K.
We should do one time, play a game and film it and do a pod episode of like see who's better at 2K. I used to have. I don't have a system anymore.
Yeah, no.
I was like, I'll be down to fuck you up.
It, but like,
I can play. I still. It's pretty much simple controls. It's the same controls.
No, it's not about the controls. It's about understanding the rhythm of the game and understand what you can do.
Like how to call plays,
yeah.
or understand who's gonna make the threes.
Yeah.
Well,
that's the whole thing. Like I watch the NBA, right? So it's like
you're gonna play it like a real basketball.
Well, no. Like when I see certain guys get certain spots, like I'm going to take advantage of it because I understand the league and I understand certain players what they can do.
The bubble, like, you seen in the league, the fucking bubbles up. They're going.
Got some wings and shit. 10-day quarantine.
Draymond Green says Black lives don't matter in Canada. Remember that? You hear that? He didn't say that exactly. I'm paraphrasing. He's
Honestly,
just like, yeah. Did you hear the quote? What he was saying though?
Dumb fucking nigga, man. Like a stupid ass.
Did you hear it?
Yeah, like he's actually like stop letting this guy talk. There's some people that you don't let them talk.
He talks.
Like not everybody gets like, you know what I mean. People always say like, oh, like, don't give women opinions. There's a lot of men that shouldn't get their opinions out there. Period. Like you should need to shut the fuck up.
Draymond
is number 1 on my list of guys that need to shut the fuck up.
He said something.
The only thing he said that was good was that he would pay WNBA players $100K a year to shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
that is the greatest quote of all time.
Was that real though? I thought that was just
it's still funny to me.
Whatever. But
you see, Kyrie Irving donated $1.5 million, which is probably all of their paychecks.
Who asked for the WNBA to go to a bubble and play? Who asked for this? Why are you going to risk Corona?
Can barely sustain itself. I keep saying it's like
nobody asked for this.
This is not some war on women. Like, why don't you guys watch the WNBA?
No, it's not a talking back about women. I've tried to watch games. It's awful. It's awful.
Not good. Listen, I don't like college basketball.
They want WNBA to play there?
No, they're in the bubble already. They're in.
There's some NBA games I can't watch. You know what I mean? There's like a Knicks. You know what I mean? You get like a Knicks fucking like Suns game, and you're just like, I can't even watch this right now.
Yeah.
You're like, how the fuck like?
So I'm not gonna watch the WNBA. It's
that being
second-tier talent.
Yeah, that being said,
they can't dunk.
A couple can, but any sport can have a good game. Like
I said,
I saw some women's sports that have been mad entertaining, like Olympics and shit.
The net should be 9 feet or 8.5.
Yeah, if they made it 9 feet, that could be
way better. Girls would be cramming each other. It would make the league more exciting.
Yeah, I would be so
the biggest part of the league is that there's not enough disrespect.
Yeah,
the NBA is nice because people will cross each other to make them fall. Like, show me the WNBA highlight of girls getting crossed.
I'm sure there's some. I'm sure if you really look,
I'll guarantee it's probably the weakest crossover list you've ever seen. It's probably in slow motion because they're not as fast as us.
I just don't understand why.
We were watching the 10 best WNBA dunks.
Oh yeah, we did watch that. And they were just like dunks. Like,
it was like layup drill dunks for guys. And I'm just like, I don't want to lay it up, but I'll just dunk it.
Okay, what would you?
And everyone's like, pumping their fists. I'm like, bro.
What would you rather watch? The WNBA final or like a high school state men's guys championship, like high school?
Are you dumb?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just like, and they're not being paid a cent.
I'll watch 8 big boys over professional women.
God.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's like they're not making anything.
It's not like tennis or golf. Like women are great at other sports and are dominant at other sports, but basketball is not the one. Especially when you keep the standards from the male league to the women league the exact same. It just doesn't work out.
No, here's. I think women's basketball can be profitable if they make the NCAA players can get paid. NCAA women's basketball,
Lower than that.
But you know what I mean, though?
If you want the
Because they get fans. Women still get fans in the NCAA.
You have to sexualize the league. Put women in booty shorts and training bras. And what?
Like TNA sponsors, they all get like
That's what I'm saying.
TNA.
And people are mad at that idea, but at the end of the day, if you want to sell, sex sells. You can't sell the league based on skill.
Tight jerseys and shit.
There's not enough skill in the league. It's not to say like, oh, people are always like, well, WNBA player will whoop your ass. Well, they should. They're an athlete. I'm some fat bastard that smokes blunts. If you can't beat me in ball, that sucks. But the chances are is that if I played some defense on one position pretty locked down, you should have to post me up. You're not getting buckets. You maybe cross me over from the outside and shoot, but you're not getting no buckets in the paint because I'm bigger than you.
But it is true because what's the best women's like watch sport in the Olympics? Probably beach volleyball is probably up there because like why they sexualize that? They don't have to. They can easily not sexualize
remember
that.
There was that one girl. I think she was Aussie, which was the Olympics, and she was doing I don't know if it was hurdles or the 100-meter. And there was like a close up on her doing her pre-game like warm up, like shaking her legs and getting herself ready, and like she's doing like this little ass shake, and everyone lost their fucking mind.
Jeez, lights are out. We'll still go fight through. Yeah, but it's crazy though. The fucking I just don't know why they came back. They like no one asked for it.
Like I said, it's the league doesn't just do as well. Like if the league was really monetizable. You know what I mean? Women, they're complaining about getting more money. Like, what are you gonna do? Drain the league dry? Like, how are we gonna pay you more? We can't pay you more because no one's watching.
Kyrie's gonna pay them.
Shut the fuck up, Matilda.
You don't like that we're talking shit about women, Matilda?
What's the matter with you?
She's like, what the fuck are you talking shit about women? She doesn't like that the light went out.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's not talking about shit with women. It's just it's a business perspective. It has nothing to do with the gender. It's like the business. Like, how can I sell this in comparison to the male league?
It's a good business move for them to bring it back though for Corona because they might have they're thinking that they're gonna get fans because people are stuck at home, right?
You know, there's a Canadian basketball league.
Yeah.
My question is, if we put that against the women's league, what are the numbers like?
Oh, obviously it's gonna be dominant on that CBL. The CBL players go play against like 905. That's like just a tier under 905. So obviously they're like college players, people that came out of college.
Well, that's all good. But what
they would dominate.
No, I'm not saying if they face each other because I'm not.
No, but even if they face each other,
but they would cook the WNBA players.
No, but the women I'm sure would get some buckets, but overall they wouldn't win. They wouldn't win.
That's the whole thing. It's not to say women would just play and just lose.
No, they'd put up a good fight.
They would put up a decent fight, but they would fucking lose. I'm not saying it's gonna be a 10-piece. It could be a fucking 30-piece.
The WNBA would beat us if we played maybe.
Yes, but we're regular Joes, bro.
But against actual ballers.
Who is that high school boys soccer team that beat?
Oh, the U15 Dallas boys team beat the soccer, women's soccer.
Your max age can be 15. Your max age can be 15. Your old boys, barely pubescent,
15-year-old,
and beat grown women, and not even just beat them, obliterate them.
Yeah,
it was like 7-1,
like 5-2 or something.
Ridiculous. It wasn't even close.
But like, so that
chat about
that just shows that there's just a physical difference. Like,
yeah,
it wasn't skill wise.
There's no shame in that.
It wasn't.
There's no shame in that. People make it seem as if it's like this whole like, oh my god.
I guarantee you, a lot of those women, skill wise, straight up their foot skills and shit, like soccer skills, were probably better. But they couldn't. Probably were just getting out strength, out speed to the ball,
muscled on plays.
Yeah, and it was just like
by 15-year-old boys.
Yeah, 16, 15, whatever they were. U15 boys.
No, U15 means they can't be older than 15.
Yeah.
They cannot be. But must be born in a certain year before a certain month.
But the thing is, in a true equal society, those guys aren't getting paid anything. Because you know damn well none of those guys got anything. And those women make X amount of dollars. But if that's a true equal society...
It was a scrimmage for them. That's the funny thing about it.
Why do they make more? And if it, like, you know what I mean? If you're an electrician and you're really good and you're getting paid for what you do, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? And if a girl's as good as him, she's going to get paid. That's how electrician, that's just supply and demand. But in sport, just because you're a woman, you're entitled to this base pay because you want it. But like, if we're looking at a straight equality sense, you're way down. It's an
entertainment standard. Like, for instance,
I just think they should just let women play and men to make it all co-ed. And if you're good enough, you're good enough.
But this whole thing, buddy, it already fucking is. It is.
I know, but like, just make it open. Be like,
listen,
if you want to get
NFL,
in, make it in.
The NFL, the NBA, and I'm pretty sure the NHL and also the MLB all have the ability for women to be drafted. They're just not fucking good enough. Every one of those leagues. Not one of them is a men's only league.
I think NHL's had a couple women players.
Yeah. Yes, they could all have women, bro. Every single one of them. And I'm pretty good. The NHL has had like a woman goaltender.
Yeah,
or
like
some shit once or twice. But like, it just proved like they're not good enough. They're not good enough.
Well, in hockey,
They're not good enough.
well, in hockey, the
Why
goalie.
is this a big deal? Why are people mad about this?
In hockey, the goalie is the one position it could probably be done. You know what I mean? Because like, if you're a sick goalie, maybe you can pull that off, right? I think that's like the one position in hockey. But like, once it gets to hitting,
contact, like what you got some fucking big Russian bitch named Helga that's gonna fucking run me up into the boards? Like, no. It's gonna be fucking 5'9" Stacey McDonald from fucking Southern Ontario trying to weave her way around, getting cooked by fucking some big European fuck.
Yeah.
Some Zdeno Chera putting you through the fucking glass and killing your body. Literally ripping your fucking ovaries out from one tackle.
Woman? What about...
Cut it out.
No, I think you'll get in the NFL. I think we're going to eventually get a woman kicker.
Shit.
A woman kicker I could
Okay.
see in the NFL.
Can you though? Can a woman kick a football 60 yards?
I'm sure there's like
In the
a
clutch?
couple. In the clutch. It's
Bro,
like-
barely men can't do it.
Yeah.
They're fucking men. The average guy is good from 40 to 50 yards. 60 yards is pushing it. The top kickers can do it. You're gonna tell me you're just gonna throw women in there? I'm like, yeah, they can do it. Do we even have the physical strength to kick a football that far? And what happens when they get scared when there's fucking 300-pound linemen
300 pounds.
coming
You
to
know what that
fucking
looks like to a
give them
girl?
a hysterectomy? Are you shitting me?
But the thing is, the first second that girl...
Don't fucking way. I'm sorry.
It's going to happen. We're
The
going to
only
see it.
major sport I can see women actually thriving in, possibly, is the NBA and MLB. But
Oh
keep
my
the
God.
contact sports out of it. I don't want to see women getting hit
You
by
could get
men.
an MLB
I'd say
knuckleballer.
Buddy,
Mini golf's not a real, like... We're talking about like a pro, like... Top
can a
tier.
woman throw a football 90 miles per
Golf,
hour?
yeah. Like just golf in general, you're saying?
Can a woman
Yeah,
throw
maybe.
football
I
baseball that
really
fast?
wouldn't. I wouldn't say NBA.
Because I don't know how softball is,
I
but
wouldn't
like...
say NBA.
No, that's why I said a woman knuckleballer. Because a knuckle...
Just R.A. Dickey
Because
in,
if
in
you...
female version?
Because why not? Because he threw, like, it wasn't fast. It was just like the
No,
knuckleballer.
his whole career. I mean, yeah.
So
You
like,
could.
if
You
a woman
could.
could probably develop a knuckleballer and not have to rely to the strength.
Oh my god, she gets hit by a fucking pitch.
But if you just
my
master
God.
that... No,
And
but
someone
even
just
still.
beams it back at her,
Or off
takes
the
a whole
back.
frontal lobe off.
Baseball is a doable one, though, for sure.
Baseball's definitely doable. It is.
She could be
She
like...
can't be a hitter, but she has to be a pitcher or something.
No, but she could be like a get-on-base hitter, like quick and like get-on-base,
No.
good contact hitter.
You
know what I mean?
I have a problem believing a woman's gonna take 90-mile-per-hour heat.
I'm sure
down the
some-
middle. I'm sorry. And if I ever listen, mark my words. But if a woman was ever in the MLB and I saw a woman go yard, bro, I would lose my fucking mind.
Or how about this?
Could you imagine being the first MLB pitcher to have a woman go yard on you? 400 fucking yards in the sky just obliterates your ball? Oh, buddy.
You know what I want to
Oh,
see happen?
God.
I want to see the WNBA thrive because they get like a couple trans stars. Like 6'6" trans
Oh my
ladies.
god, that would be amazing!
It's like dresses looking like a lady, but just windmill dunking and shit.
I always say this. I'm like, if you're a college player,
man?
yes, if you're a college player that's just not good enough to make it to the NBA, transition, be in the WNBA and thrive. Coming down the lane, fucking Vince Carter hose.
Yeah, elbows in the
Yo, could you imagine this? Off the glass to yourself.
That
Boom!
one
40
guy
points a
did-
game.
Girl that fucking went dominated wrestling, bro.
Yeah,
China?
The college wrestling.
Oh, yeah. Fuck, what was her name?
There
People
was
were
like,
mad
yeah.
about that. I remember those
Well, no, the
mad
thing
about
was,
that shit.
a lot of people were mad about the track.
Wrecking them.
This guy was like, I think he ran in track for NCAA, and he was like ranked in the 200 somewhere. But then he transitioned and won like one state or won whatever it was.
Once again.
Nationals. And like some
Iowa
girls
State.
were suing because they're like, we like the bubble scholarship people were suing because they're like, I'm being bumped by like a genetic male, and it's like not
Once
fair.
again, like I will state a million fucking times over, women have yet to beat the 10-second mark in the 100-meter dash. No woman has ran it in under 10 seconds ever in the world. So if you are a man that transitions to being a woman, you automatically have an obnoxious lead over them.
Would Olympics let them
Obnoxious.
compete? I don't think they would. I don't think Olympics. Actually, nowadays maybe.
Well, maybe, man. They probably get pressured into doing it now. But like, is there a trans athlete that's that good? Because once again, if you're a guy and you're an athlete, if you're okay,
Ball would be legit.
There's
And
no
I've
way
been
you're gonna
saying that.
transition to being a woman because it's automatically like saying I'm not as good. It's literally being like I am not good enough to compete with the best men. so I'll compete against the best women.
I always said this. I was like, I don't understand. If I'm a coach, even if I'm a coach of like a local Ontario college or like something like that, if I was a women's basketball coach, I'm recruiting a trans athlete, and I'm just gonna, and if not multiple, and just create the Miami Heat of a local trans. Like, you don't make all of them, but if you get a couple like basketball players. Yeah, and you're open to them, you're nice to them, but you're exploiting that rule. You're like Bill Belichick in the system. It wouldn't be mean. It wouldn't be in like a bad sense. I'm just like, I would have no problem being that coach.
Because we win. We win. How you gonna stop us? Yeah. We have a team full of fucking man girls.
Or at least
how you gonna stop us?
Or at least you have like a couple players that just outsize no matter what. Any game, you have a couple players that are just like able to like, when it comes down to it, go to the paint and just post up.
Talking about outsizing women. What are we talking about?
Yeah,
the biggest woman in the NBA is like 6'7".
No, I'm saying like if it was a local
saying,
like
it's
a
not hard
university
to do. It's not hard to do. The average man is way bigger. You can get a bunch of 5'10", 5'10" white guys from the fucking YMCA.
I can't do shit.
Train them for a bit, and boom, there you have it.
I ain't doing shit against a 6'7" NBA player 1-on-1. Like, I might be able to drop a couple shots if I. At most, but like realistically, they're cooking me. They're 6'7",
buddy. Even NBDL players are gonna fucking cook you.
That's what I'm saying. It does 6'7".
If we take the NBDL bench players and put them against the WNBA All-Star team, we're still getting the WNBA All-Star team washed.
Why don't they just do it? Why don't they just do it for entertainment? Let's watch it.
Because that would literally prove people what we already know.
Yes.
That's what it would do. It make people know what we already know, and they'd be like, that was sexist of you to show us the truth. Yeah. We don't like it when you show us the truth. Exactly. And prove to us.
But speaking of a bunch of pussies with balls, my favorite football team changed their name. They're fucking 2 and fucking 12 every year, 2 and 14
who was telling me this? Did you say their logo should be a potato? Because they're Redskins? So they don't have to change the name, they just have to change the logo?
Yeah.
That's a smart idea.
Just change the Washington potato.
Just be a potato, because a potato's a Redskin potato. So just become the potato, and you can keep the Redskins moniker.
That would actually be jokes.
It's smart as fuck.
To be honest,
the Washington football team.
No, the Washington football team. I think they're trolling because I think the owner probably had his arm twisted to change the name. He probably didn't want to, and so he's like. So he's like, all right.
Everyone changes their name now.
You're like, he's probably just like, all right, I'm just going to give the most generic, like, hard to brand name possible. Like, we are now the Washington football team. They said they're going to change names eventually, though. But I was saying, hypothetically, it's not going to win because they fucking suck every year. And I'm a big fan, I'm sorry, but they suck every year. If they won the Super Bowl, if they won the Super Bowl this year as the Washington football team, you got to keep that name for the remainder. You know what I mean? If they win as the Washington football team. I just love it because they should literally keep it, make a mascot just a football. The most generic team, like the CPU team pretty much. Yeah. Like, they're just the football team. Numbers on the helmets. They're just like, yeah, we're just...
Make it a pixelated beige character.
Yeah, like literally.
You want them to be white, but you don't want them to be black either because that seems like it's racist.
They don't have any identity. They are just the football team.
Just like just like a helmet and like a dark figure in it. You don't know what the guy's race is. He's just dark.
But if you think about it, look at like soccer clubs. Most of them are called like FC Football Club.
Yeah, that's a thing. That's what I mean. That's a style of the league.
No, but I was thinking it would be sick if they just decided to do that instead of like the football team, call it football club, and just be like Washington FC.
But see, that'd be
and then they would be. That's what I mean. They would piss off all the soccer people so hard. That's why I thought it would have been the funniest troll on everyone.
That would be jokes.
Because people are like, you want to change your name? We're Washington Football Club.
People hate America, right? Because you guys call football and it's not football. You play with your hand the whole time. Only one guy can kick it ever. Like, no.
Dog, they're just going to have no logo. It's just going to say Washington, I guess. That's shit.
That would make more sense. Just Washington.
Yeah, I think they're thinking...
They're saying the jerseys would be blank. Just be the team colors.
Yeah, it's the same as usual. They showed the same color scheme. But what it is they're talking about like Red Wolves, which is like
what happened was
Warriors.
Some guy bought all those logos out. He bought every one of those name rights and he won't sell it to them. That's why.
Oh, really?
Yeah, someone did it a while ago. Someone bought every single one of the names that they could have possibly... Anything that has to do with Washington, it's a Washington moniker that isn't already a fucking team. He bought all of them. So that's why they have to use Washington's football team, because there's nothing for them to pick.
Honestly...
It's pretty fucking hilarious. The fact that he wouldn't even bother to sell it to them is even funnier.
Imagine they just changed it to like the Washington Indians.
is more racist.
Yeah,
They double down.
They just like, oh yeah, Redskins is bad, so we decided to change
fucking
it
just go away. Just like the red niggers. Just go all the way.
But you know
All
what?
the way.
All the way.
Know what they could do though? They could easily just be like the Washington whatever.
Aboriginal boys.
No, but like pick a local tribe, find a local tribe name.
but it
Of
doesn't work
some
that
local
way.
tribe,
It's
and
like,
call them like the Washington. I don't want to like
remember,
attempt the name,
okay,
but
like for instance, like the black.
Ojibwe, like over here, Washington Ojibwe.
The Blackhawks are named after a particular member of an army fleet because the guy that created the team, his buddy in the army was some like Corporal Blackhawk or some shit. It's named after him. It's actually not named after the Blackhawk
Aboriginal,
people.
yeah.
So it's completely different. With this is completely like redskin is a racist term for Native people. So I don't think it's the name of the tribes or the name of people that's racist. It's when you use the skin color and attribute that to Native people. It's like if there was a team called like instead of the Braves, the Atlanta Savages, but it was an Indian person. How racist does that look? Because you're saying, oh, Native people are fucking savages.
But you see, Seattle named their NHL team the Kraken.
What were they before?
No, their new franchise. So it's just like they just created a name.
For the NHL?
Yeah, they're just like Seattle.
Oh, the NHL so it's actually out there.
Yeah, so they're.
So the
starting
NBA is
next year.
definitely getting a team then. The NBA is
Yeah,
definitely
they're
getting
calling
a
the
team.
Kraken, but that was funny. They announced the name this week, and everyone's like, "Oh, I should have went Redskins." Like, too bad. Like, imagine they came out a new franchise. It was like, openly was like,
Seattle wouldn't.
Seattle
Seattle's a very liberal
Redskins.
fucking
Oh,
city.
they're so liberal that they're burning down their whole city
They're
in the
still
honor
rioting,
of George Floyd, who died in Minneapolis. Had nothing to do with Seattle, but they're gonna burn down their own city over
Well,
it.
at the end of the day, police brutality is happening there too. It's not like
Well,
police
no,
brutality against blacks is only happening in Minneapolis.
No, that in Portland, it's not police brutality. It's a bunch of Antifa. They've had Antifa riots for like the past 4 years, and they used the BLM cause for another reason to spark. Like they did it for ICE camps a few years back. These Antifa, they're like anarchists. This group has been there for a while.
At the end of the day,
and right now, they're the people who created Chaz.
they may be doing that shit, but there still are people that are out there riding for the
They're all
right
white.
reasons.
These are all no. There are.
You know what I
But
mean?
those
And
people.
some of them are white.
No,
It's
if
just
you
like, it's a mixed crowd.
if you see the videos out of Portland, they're all white people. There's a joke.
Yeah.
You know, like where's Waldo? People will be like, "Where's the black person?" You know, like
crazy.
but they're all using that fucking name.
You know what?
But
Honestly,
these are
I've
these like
never heard
crazy.
about a
They're
heavy
pretty
black
much
community in
racist.
Portland.
But to be honest, there
probably is a black community
and
there.
a lot of people on the ground saying they actually will turn racial slurs. Like for example, some protesters murdered this open black Rastafarian Trump supporter. You see this in front of his shop? He had like his store, and he always had Trump signs, and he was just a very religious dude, but he's a Rastafarian guy. He's well known in the community, and they shot this guy up. These protesters, and you're like, why the fuck doesn't like the media? Like I seen about it, like a few conservatives kind of brought it up, but
Because-
I'm like the fact that the media doesn't even bring this up, it's just like so sad. It's like the
media
whole point of this
chooses
happened
what
was
they
from a
want to
black
push
guy
it.
dying, and then it's like
The media doesn't bring up the police
It's just so
continuing the
sad.
brutality. The media, they choose what they want. to
yeah,
choose
well,
to
no,
portray.
they choose brutality. They'll bring up someone getting tear
They'll
gas,
bring up-
groups getting tear gas. In that sense,
Yeah, but they won't bring up the actual interviews. Like, look at the fucking veteran that got sprayed the other day. They're not going to post that on the news. Like,
No.
why isn't that on the news?
well, it depends on
fucking
which news.
chair girl got on the news for throwing a fucking chair over a balcony.
Yeah.
But a veteran getting sprayed in the face with pepper spray won't make it.
But
Makes
speaking
sense
of
of
chair
that.
girl, this
So the guy
week-
getting pushed over and breaking his head open doesn't make the news. Makes sense of that.
Well,
That's weird.
the thing with chair girl, she only got $2,000 fine in probation.
But once again, you can't look at it as a fucking a capitalist society of being like, well, she's rich, so we'll make her pay more. It's what it deemed. The punishment deemed this, so that's what she got.
Yeah, it's just so unfortunate. And like you said,
It's just woman privilege. Like this
These-
isn't white privilege.
well, the
because
fact-
she's not white, but it's privilege
but
being
these
a woman.
media pages still keep giving them clout. Is what bugs me. Like Six Buzz.
You're only 6 months.
Six Buzz.
But this is my whole
Thank
thing.
you for hold up. Six Buzz. Thank you for posting me anytime. But you guys claim you're trying to help people get out of the city, or not even get out of the city, help people put on in the city and all
but
this. But
you're putting on fucking chair girl and chromos who fucking pees from fucking the sky when she's in her fucking
it just
fly and
doesn't.
shit.
It just
Like,
doesn't
bro,
make sense. Or even
It's just
still,
weirdo shit. You're promoting a weird type of energy. Like there's plenty of female creators in the city doing positive things, creating beautiful art, doing all this type of shit. But then you chose to promote chromas who will call
Or
some
girl-
black kid a nigger, and you'll promote fucking chair girl who's throwing chairs off balconies and throwing fucking big ass parties right after she gets out. Which is fine for her to do, but why promote that shit?
or just
Because you're the biggest pages in the city. Why do you guys promote that shit?
well, it's
You know
even
what
the
I mean?
fact anything race baiting for sure getting posted.
100%.
Anytime they can do that.
WRL?
Yeah. Or the other thing
What
is
do you guys think about this?
another thing that bugs me. They're like, yeah, we need to stop the gun violence in the city, and then the next post you get a carousel of a bunch of local rappers songs flexing guns. And it's like
they're all beefing each other.
and it's like you got youths watching
art.
this. No, I get it's hard.
It's art.
It's art. It is, but you got youths watching.
It is art, but it's the whole thing.
You can't tell me
There
one
are
post
so
like
many
stop the
rappers-
violence and then let's flex guns the next post.
But there's so many rappers that aren't rapping directly about politics. This is the whole thing. You guys, they're choosing to put the rappers
No,
that
it's
are actually
paid.
rapping about
It's paid
politics.
promo. It's not choosing. I think it's just paid promo.
But regardless of facts, don't buy into it. You need that dollar that bad?
Well,
Like,
it's a
stop
business.
buying into that
It's a
shit.
business. Shut the fuck up, Matilda. It's a business, though, right?
Shut the fuck up. No one's even here. You're doing bare fucking barking for what?
He's even here.
Just relax yourself, bro.
He's even here.
We're gonna put it down
Holy
after
crow.
this pod.
Yeah, right after. Just going to fucking sleep, taking a long nap.
All right, let's wrap this bitch up.
Yeah,
Thanks for
fuck.
listening. Shout out, fucking Landon and his level up contracting.
Yeah.
Goldie Glock.
Goldie Glock, Just Add Woods.
Crody Cry.
Yes.
Follow us.
Golden
Subscribe.
Clock.
Anyone else who's our sponsor?
We're our sponsors. We don't have fucking sponsors.
Maybe we should get some sponsors.
People start paying us for these pods.
Yeah, why not?
Put the pod on Patreon or something. Is it Patreon? Patreon. It's
Yeah.
better. Should be called Patreon. It's better.
No, we should put it on OnlyFans.
OnlyFans. Yeah, we should.
Yeah, young white twink and big BBC.
Oh my god.
That's the podcast.
Jesus Christ.
All right, guys, we'll leave you on that.
Peace.
Easy.